Hello, it is Mix It Up Monday. This is the July edition, and we have a great sketch that we're going to be working with. And I wanted to welcome you to this video. I am Karen. I'm the everything here behind the channel on YouTube and on Facebook and on Instagram. And y'all, I am so excited about this one. If you're new here, welcome. I am so glad you found me. I hope you'll hit that subscribe button down below so that you can see all of the videos that I bring to the channel. If you are a returning friend, hey, welcome back. I am so glad that you are here. Let's dive into this layout, what Mix It Up Monday is, and all the things. So, y'all, I have been hit with a string of technology turning against me. So fingers crossed that this layout does not suffer from the technology goblins who have been knocking at my door. So that said, this layout is one that I'm really kind of excited about. I feel like there are a lot of pre-printed papers out there that would mimic this. Let me just pull an example. So, this is the Vicki Boutin ready to use mixed media papers. It's on foundation paper, which is her mixed media paper, but they're pre-printed. So, if we flip, they already look like they've got tons of mixed media on them. This one also has a little bit of gold foil, words are now hard, in it that I don't know if the other collections have, but this is what I wanted to show you. So let me get up here where you can really see it. See how these are already kind of primed and ready to go? Do you see this one right here? This one to me mimics this idea. Let me find it in the big version. Here it is. So thinking about this sketch, you have all of your mixed media here. Well, here it is in this corner, and then you can put your photos there. So there are things that as you watch what I'm doing, you think, I don't know, not quite ready to jump on that bandwagon yet. There are some things out there. I also feel like 49 and Market has a lot of really great papers that they have a layered something on the side. And I feel like that would work with this kind of idea. I am working through Disney pages. I am trying to really make July Disney and get some of this done. I am also part of a Disney group where we are doing sketchathon. And so some days may have multiple videos, some days may have no videos. Given myself permission not to have to do a video per layout, but I am trying really, really hard to get every one of the sketches done. So that means that I have lots of Disney photos out that I am working with. And today, the sketch that we're using is created by Shannon Keith. It is a great one that you could use for lots of things. I feel like that this one also can be adjusted for the photos you have. Let's say that you really only have, you're working with lots of photos and you needed this one to be two together versus the little pieces. I feel like that works. I also feel like that this one will twist easily. So if you turn it to change the orientation, this still gives you that great mixed media piece. I feel like it would flip very easily. It just feels like a great basic sketch if you have never worked with sketches. If you're a sketch expert, then you see the versatility in this. So I'm going to step away from this layout to me feels very feminine, very soft. And I'm going to step away from that, and I'm going to delve into this idea. So let me show you what I'm thinking. All right, so I have this paper from Where to Next that I absolutely love, these giant leaves. I can't remember what they're called, but I love them. So my thought was I would gut the center. So I have some of these to cut out. So I'm going to have to be really careful because I'm going to need to get a big gut out of the middle of it. I'm going to do just the least little bit of a border. So I'm going to cut this paper down so it's in the center. We are going to use this stencil from Vicki Boutin. And we are going to put it in this-ish area. What I want to do is use picket fence and the stencil. So let's go ahead and do that part while I'm here. Because if this doesn't work, then we're going to have to do some rethinking. I am never 100% sure how picket fence is going to look. But my thought was to stencil some picket fence. And yes, I am living life dangerously. I have not stuck this stencil down. I do not have a magnetic surface on my desk, so I can't use magnets to hold this down. I am just using my fingers. And, oh, see. All right, so we're going to do this one up here. I am trying to pick and choose these larger flowers out of this stencil rather than using the whole stencil, which I know means that there will be some that, you know, kind of overlaps, and I'm okay with that because I want it to have that kind of washed out look, meaning that, you know, it's kind of lighter going out. But I really want the good serious white in this large flower. And again, I'm never 100% sure how picket fence is going to work. So that's what Mix It Up Monday means to me. It means let's try it and see what happens. It's either going to be fantastic and we're going to love it, or we're going to look back at it and be like, yeah, no. All right, so I love that. I want to add one more. So I think what I'm going to do is rotate my stencil like this. And we're going to do one this way. Trying to think of other things that I could be using instead of the white picket fence to try to get a white image in here. And I'm wondering, as I'm working on this, what white paint might look like. There's that. All right, and then for the last one, what I want to do, because I do want one way up here. Let me move this so when we ink off of here, we won't ink onto there. What was I saying? Other things that I could use. So one thing that I'm wondering if it would work would be if I took white paint maybe add, like, maybe use picket fence paint from Tim Holtz and add a little bit of water and then come in. Oh, let's see, that's nice. Okay, that's what I kind of wanted because I know I'm all over the place. Forgive me. So when we come in, we'll have this photo here and then these two will be this way stacked there. So yeah. Try to soften up that edge just a little bit. Blend out some white. Yeah, I like how that looks. Except for that one little hard edge right there. It's not my favorite. So when I go to cut this paper here in just a second, I am going to cut from this portion and from this portion, and that's how we'll get that. So here's what we're going to do. Now that I've done the mixed media part, there it was. Y'all, look at how painless that was. Seriously, that painless. Yeah. So, here's what we're going to do. I am going to get the trimmer out. We are going to gut the monstera leaves, I think they're called. This one, we'll get this. We'll fussy cut some of these guys out. If I have to pull another piece, I have to pull another piece. It's not a big deal. We will trim this paper down. Probably going to cut it at 11 inches. We'll see. I think that's what I'm going to do. But here we go. We're going to make a layout. All right. without it really drawing attention to the Flower and Garden festival or show or whatever you want to call it. And so when we walked, this is, if you've ever been to Disney, this is that walkway down. Rose and Crown Restaurant, the fish and chips place is right there. And so as you came down that walk, you saw these flower beds, and they are gorgeous and makes me want to go now back to see Flower and Garden. So who knows what 2025 will hold. But there it is. I did use my favorite Carrie Bradford letter stamps to stamp out Kingdom in this really pretty yellow. I thought that it kind of drawed. Look at that. New word. It drew in this frame, the yellow in the frame, so it makes sense. And then, of course, we had to include the little Mickey head. Y'all, this one was fun. It took a lot longer than in my head I planned for. In my head, it was like this because I knew what I wanted to do and I knew where I wanted to go. But the reality was fussy cutting these Monstero leaves took a lot longer than I thought. You saw me in the beginning of the video do the mixed media part. Y'all, that flew by. That was like, boom, done. And I love how it looks. One thing that I think I may do when it's a little bit sunnier out than it is right now, I may cover this and do some white sprinkle paint, kind of like is in the background, using a paint marker. So just to tell you real quick how I do that, I have these Liquitex markers. I'm going to move this so if I open it and it decides to leak, it won't leak on my layout. They're just the super thick, chunky ones. I prime it, so I'll shake it. And then I prime it by pushing down the tip, kind of like old school paint markers, like we think about. I don't know. I grew up in the 80s and we paint markered everything. But you prime it and then I just take it and hit it on my hand like that and let the drops go. But I do this part outside. So I kind of want to include this, but I kind of want it under that one. Y'all see, this is what happens. I think I'm done and then I'm not really done. I do kind of like that right there. Okay. Sorry. Time out. Time back in. So anyway, I'm probably going to go do that once it warms up, just to warms up. Good Lord Almighty. Once it clears up a little bit and get this photographed. So, all right. Down below, all of the links to all of the things. The playlist is there for Mix It Up Monday. Go check it out. If you have not crossed over the I Can Do It mixed media, this hop happens every month. It is a great way for you to get inspired to dive in and use the things you have. Again, my mixed media for this one was some ink blending through a stencil. And I could have used stencil paste. I could have used paint. I could have used 100 billion different mediums. This is the one I chose. This would also be cool with Simon Hurley's, I can't remember the name of what he calls it. Lunar paste. Lunar paste? Solar paste. Simon Hurley's paste. In one of those really pretty metallic-y ones would be pretty to do this with. But I went with just the old school distress ink. And I think it's really kind of pretty. So glad you're here. Check everybody out. All of the links are down below to all of my favorite things, where I like to post, all of that good stuff. Till we're together again, my friends, in this next video. Go make some memories. Bye-bye.